Welcome, my friends, to It's Vinylly Mine, and I am Mark the Movie Man. So glad you could join us, and I was kind of inspired. At the end of last year, we got the sequel to Mary Poppins, Mary Poppins Returns. So I was like, and so I decided to dust off the original soundtrack to the original film. Yes, the 1964 Mary Poppins is what's on deck today. Now, this version is a catalog number STER4026 for those of you out there curious about it, put out by Buena Vista Records, and this one was arranged by Irwin Kostal, who did a lot of work for Disney. Now, the film Mary Poppins was released in August 27th, 1964 to critical acclaim. I mean, this thing got the most Oscar nominations ever for a Disney film at that time, and the number was 13, I believe, and it won 5 of those, and 2 of those were Best Musical Score and also Best Original Song as Chim Chim Cheree. And so music related, it got 2 Academy Awards, so it's a pretty decent soundtrack. Now what's interesting is this was released the same year the film came out, and it was released on LP and reel-to-reel tape. So how cool was that, right? It got 2 Grammy Awards for Best Original Score, again written for motion picture, and Best Record for Children. So it is also a Grammy winner. But enough blabbing about this. Let's look what's inside this gatefold version of the Mary Poppins soundtrack, shall we? Let's snap to it. Okay, so here we are with the front cover of the Mary Poppins soundtrack. Thing that stands out for me right away not only is the artwork, a great painting of Julie Andrews and Dick Van Dyke, but also the marquee that they have here, the marquee font, I should say, where Mary Poppins is done in lights like you would see on an old school marquee, really selling the idea of it being a musical. And also what helps is the fact that they got Irwin Kostal involved in this. Irwin Kostal was from Broadway. He helped also with the arrangements for West Side Story, which I believe he got an Academy Award for. And of course Richard M. Sherman and Robert B. Sherman doing the great work that they always have done for Disney. Now, Julie Andrews was making her feature film debut with this film after a successful stage career. She got the role of Mary Poppins when she was passed over and replaced by Audrey Hepburn in the role of Eliza Doolittle in the adaptation of My Fair Lady. So instead of My Fair Lady, Julie Andrews got a chance to do Mary Poppins, and it was actually a very fortunate change because Julie Andrews, I think, was fantastic. Now, the back is rather simplistic. We do get the cast listing here and the font. I do like kind of the simple back of this, actually, considering how stand out in front of your face the front is. This is an interesting transition, and it also shows that this had the help of Sunset Sound Recorders to help create this LP. Now, it is a gatefold, so let's see what's inside, shall we? And oh my, look, here are stills of the film, some fantastic stills from the film, as well as a synopsis of Mary Poppins. Now, what I find interesting about this is it gives pretty much the whole story of it, but it's, you might go, well, why is it giving away the film? Well, you know, by now people are buying the soundtrack because they saw the film, so I guess in that sense they didn't think they were spoiling too much, plus the fact that, you know, you might have this in your collection, forget the story Mary Poppins, so they give you this. Now, what I liked about this is the fact that there are spots on here where they have the titles of the song tracks that you saw on the back of the album, so to cue you where these musical numbers came in with the story. And I thought that was a great little added bit, almost like a read-along guide like you used to get when you were a kid. So they did a great job with that as well. And then here is a great little summary of how the film kind of came to be, a little behind the scenes. Now, of course, we've seen, and you know, many years later, we know the actual history and the kind of debate of the Walt Disney had to try to get Mary Poppins to the screen. But it is an interesting summary that I found added a bit of character to this gatefold rather than just having a synopsis in here. And especially now, knowing what we know now, you know, you kind of get that and find it funny how this is definitely a spin paragraph. But we are talking about Disney's biggest award-winning film, at least nominations for Oscars at the time. So it also was very profitable for Disney. It was made on an estimated budget of $4.4 to $6 million, and considered most profitable film of 1965, where it made a net profit of $28.5 million. So Walt Disney had huge profits from this film, and guess what? The money from this film helped construct Walt Disney World. How cool is that? Now, this Vista record, you've got your Buena Vista record logo on here as well. I always enjoyed the logo on this record, side A and B with the track listing, of course. And this one is in really good condition as well, this record that I happened to nail. Unfortunately, it didn't have a sleeve, which I was very disappointed on. But overall, I like this. You know, it really a view in history. I like these classic covers. I hope to bring some more of these to you. And yeah, it's a great soundtrack. I can't recommend it enough. Some fun music in here, and Julie Andrews is Julie Andrews, so great voice with her. So there you have it, folks. Mary Poppins. Hope you enjoyed a look at this album, and if you do have this in your collection, let me know what you think of the Mary Poppins soundtrack as well as the album. Thank you for listening, and just remember, it's not yours, it's vinylly mine. Catch you on the flip side.